summer of 1946 was a real scorcher, and the war seemed long ago and far away. Matthew Flaxton and his young friend Terry Nichols, on holiday now, found much to occupy them. Life was settled, happy. But for two lively lads, adventure can never be far away. And sometimes even the everyday things. Things like the old arbour by the lake, neglected, overgrown, and almost unnoticed, can, even on such a brilliant, sparkling summer morning, with a little imagination, become almost sinister.
Must be breakfast time soon.
Feels like breakfast time.
What are we going to do after breakfast? Do you think we could have a swim?
That's a good idea. We'll ask Mother.
Hey, look, there's the vicar.
The vicar?
What's he doing? He's just kind of lurking.
Don't be silly, Knickers. Vicars don't lurk. Only villains lurk.
What are vicars doing?
They hover, like angels.
This can't see what he's hovering about for then.
Okie doke. Morning, Vicar.
Morning, sir.
Gracious me.
Oh, sorry, sir. Did we startle you?
We didn't mean to.
No, that's quite all right. Good morning, boys.
May we help?
Help? In what way, my boy?
I don't know. It's just that we saw you.
You're hovering.
Yeah, so we thought we may be able to help.
I see. No, thank you. No, I can manage. Yes. It's a lovely morning, isn't it? Yes, indeed. It's quite lovely this morning.
Hey, I've never seen this place before. What is it?
It's an arbour.
An arbour? Bit far away from the lake, isn't it? Why don't you get your boats up here?
Not a harbour clock. It's an arbour. Kind of summer house for sitting in.
Oh, bit broken down, isn't it?
Well, it hasn't been used for donkey's years.
Hey, well, that's not donkey's years, for a start.
That's quite new. I wonder what's in here then.
Yeah, and I wonder what the vicar was doing here.
Funny.
Very funny.
Well, as long as you promise to be careful and don't go near the weir.
We promise.
All right, then you can go for a swim.
Oh, thanks, Mrs. Flax.
Thanks, Mother.
You lads finished yet?
Well, almost.
You. Good lads. Here you are, sir. One for you and one for you.
Do we have to?
I'll come and it won't take long.
Careful, don't go smashing everything up. That's the second lot of pans we've had the last 5 years.
What happened to the first lot? Did Edith burn them?
Cheeky monkey. Of course not. We gave them to the war effort.
What, for cooking soldiers' dinners, it?
No. At that time, the government urgently needed all sorts of metal. And so there was a big scrap drive. Railings, gates, pots and pans.
That's right, I gave the lot, didn't I?
Oh, what men? I mean, where'd you get this lot from?
Well, we bought them in a shop.
Well, that seems a bit funny, because if they got the metal to make the new ones, then why did they collect up all the old ones?
That's the point. What's the answer to that, Mrs. Flaxton?
Do you know, I really don't know, Edith. It seemed to be the right thing to do at the time.
Morning, everyone.
Oh, morning, Benjamin. We're going for a swim.
We've got the right sort of day for
Why
it.
don't you come too, then?
Yes, that'd be wizard.
Well, I'd like to. We've got far too much to do this morning. Edith, I'm going down towards the kitchen garden. Do you want anything?
Boys,
Oh, do we want to
get
get into the
some
kitchen
towels.
garden? Mrs. Flaxton?
Iron cupboard. No, I don't think we do, thank you.
No, thank you.
That reminds me. We saw the vicar down that way this morning.
Thank
Didn't
you,
we,
ma'am.
Nickers?
Oh, the vicar.
Yeah, very funny it was,
What
too.
was he doing?
Well, he was lurking.
Now then, young Matthew. Vicars don't lurk, only villains lurk.
Where was he?
Oh, down by that old place.
The old arbour.
The old arbour?
Seemed a funny place to be, waiting.
Very mysterious, if you ask me.
Very mysterious, and he didn't seem a bit pleased to see us. I reckon he was up to something.
I tell you, it was definitely
lurking.
Oh, go on, you two, off for your swim.
Okay, come on, Nickers.
Honestly, those boys. Can you imagine the vicar lurking?
Aye, imagine.
This'll be the best place.
But where are we going to get undressed?
Here, why?
Can we move further down by those bushes?
There's no one around.
But what if somebody comes by? One of the land girls or something?
Look, nobody ever comes down here. Come on, I'll race into the water.
Hey, Matthew, look.
What?
Over there by the harbour place, there's somebody there.
The vicar?
Oh, I don't know. Come on.
I didn't hear you.
You're Kate Cowking, aren't you?
Yes, that's right. You're Matthew Flaxton. And you're Terry.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Well, I'm just...
Lurking?
I'm doing nothing of the sort. I'm waiting for someone.
The vicar?
The vicar?
Yes.
No, someone else. Are you two going to be around here long?
Yeah, we were going swimming over there. Well, at least we were.
Oh, yeah, yes.
What's the matter with everyone this morning?
Well, search me. But I'll tell you something for nothing.
What?
This is turning into a very funny kind of day.
Something is definitely going on.
Well, perhaps we ought to go and see Benjamin. He might know something about it.
Well, we'll see him after we've had our swim. Come on. Hey, hold on. Where are you going?
Just I don't fancy taking my pants off out here in the open.
Oh, all right. Anybody would think Ivy Benson and her all-girls band's likely to march past.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me.
We won't even get to swim at this rate.
Hey, look over there. It's Benjamin.
Get down!
Why? What's up?
Shh, look!
Come on.
Now what do you suppose he was doing?
I don't know.
There's definitely something going on, and Benjamin's mixed up in it.
I reckon we should investigate.
So do I.
We shall miss you.
You're very kind, but it's really time I retired. Oh, thank you.
But you won't be retiring completely, will you?
Well, I dare say I shall be called upon from time to time.
You know, it only seems 5 minutes that you first arrived here.
Oh, well, it's nearly 3 years since I came to replace the Reverend Dobson Partridge when he joined up.
Yes, I remember. You two were involved in some sort of campaign just before he left and you took over. Something to do with a scrap drive.
Yes, that is correct, yes. The government were tearing down all those gates and railings, and he and I, we tried to save the church gates.
That's right. There are some historic interest.
Oh, yes, indeed. The most beautiful little church gates they were, presented to Carliston Church in 1690 by William III. So, which in itself, you know, is highly... and apart from that, you see, the important thing is I knew they were the work of Jean Tijoux, which makes them of enormous historical value. Unfortunately, the authorities didn't see it that way.
And so they had to go. What a shame.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Mother. We didn't know anyone was here.
That's all right. Did you enjoy your swim?
Well, we haven't actually had it yet. Hello, Vicar.
Hello, boys.
We'll have it after lunch if that's all right.
Yes, of course.
Did you find whoever it was you were looking for this morning, sir?
This morning?
Down by the old harbour.
Yes, I did, thank you.
Oh, so you were waiting for somebody.
Well, in a manner of speaking, yes, Mrs. Flaxton. If you'll excuse me, I really think I ought to go, you know. Time's getting on.
Was it Kate Cowking you were looking for, sir?
Cowking's daughter?
Boys, don't be so inquisitive.
No, that's quite all right, Mrs. Flaxton. Kate Cowking, you said. Now, what made you think I'd be looking for her?
Sorry, sir. I shouldn't ask.
Oh, not at all, my boy. A natural curiosity, nothing more. What about Kate Cowking?
Oh, nothing, sir. Except that she was waiting down by the arbour, too.
By the arbour? Where you saw me?
Yes, that's right. Funny, isn't it?
Oh, dear. Oh.
Is something wrong?
No, dear Mrs. Flaxton. No, nothing at all. At least I sincerely hope not. Oh dear, I really must go.
Well, I'll see you out.
No, please, don't bother. Benjamin will see me out. Good day, Mrs. Flaxton, boys.
Bye.
A word with you, Benjamin. Benjamin, we are undone.
Beg your pardon, sir?
Our plot, our crime is about to be uncovered.
Oh, you mean about the...
Yes, indeed. Oh, Benjamin, the disgrace. To have it brought out into the open after all this time. Oh, what are we going to do?
Oh, just a minute, sir. Tell me what's happened.
But it's Cowking's daughter. She's been spying on us. I can only assume her father must have let slip some sort of clue.
Cowking's daughter spying? That's not possible, sir.
Well, I shall make a clean breast of it, own up to everything. No one else must suffer for my folly. What we did all those years ago was my decision, and I shall attest to that if need be.
No, just a minute, sir. Look, you leave this to me. I promise you there's nothing to worry about.
Oh, I fear it's too late.
Look, sir, there's nothing to worry about, I promise you. Can you meet me down by the arbour, say this evening?
Oh, very well, Benjamin. If you're quite sure it's not too late, but, oh, I can feel the hand of the law on my shoulder as it is.
I'll bring Cowking and we'll get the whole thing sorted out now. Don't worry.
Very well, Benjamin, but really, you know, criminal activity does not sit easily upon my conscience.
No, nor mine, sir. I fear tonight may be the night when we all have confessions to make.
Oh, I wish we were out of this terrible mess. Until this evening, then.
At the arbour. Excuse me, ma'am.
Vicar gone?
Yes, ma'am.
He was behaving rather strangely. Is everything all right?
Well, no, not really. I wonder if I might have a word with you for a moment.
You heard what the vicar said. Criminal activity. I knew there was something funny going on. And Benjamin is mixed up in it, in a terrible mess. Well, that's what they said.
Yeah. Benjamin, the vicar, and that girl, Kate Cowking. Now, what could they be involved in? There's something criminal.
I don't know, but there's one way we can find out and then help. Well, help Benjamin at least.
How are we going to find out?
They're all meet at the arbour, remember? Well, we'll be there too. Right.
Remember the vicar's campaign to save the church gates? Said that if Stanley Baldwin could keep his gates, so could Carliston.
Yes.
Well, as you know, the campaign failed and the gates came down.
Yes.
Well, that night, while the scrap lorry was parked in the square, Cowking and the vicar rescued them.
You mean stole them off the lorry?
Well, they thought they were saving something of historic value from destruction.
Well, what did they do with them?
Well, that's where I came in. I suggested we hid them in the old arbour, meaning to bring them out again after the war was over.
But you could have all got into terribly serious trouble.
I know. It did seem to be the right thing to do at the time, though.
And so they're still there, in the arbour?
Well, no, you see, the Reverend Dobson Partridge found out from an expert on wrought iron that they weren't what we thought they were. So we put them back.
On the lorry?
Later that night.
I'm sorry, Benjamin, but the thought of people creeping around Carliston in the middle of the night with a lot of wrought iron gates is very funny.
I suppose it is. The only trouble is, I never got round to telling either Cowking or the vicar what I've done. They think the gates are still in the arbour.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey, quick, hide!
Hey! Where are you guys off to in such an all-fired hurry?
Oh, sorry, we didn't see you there.
It's okay, I guess it's my fault for lurking in
You
the bush.
too?
I can't deny it.
What for?
Waiting for somebody.
Benjamin?
No, whoever he is.
The vicar?
No.
Kate?
Well, no. Could be.
Then you're in on it too.
And on what?
The mystery, the plot.
What do you know about it?
Oh, nothing. We're just trying to find out.
Well, if you take my advice, you won't try. That way you'll keep out of trouble.
Hello.
Mother!
Did you have a good swim?
Well, we haven't actually had it yet.
Well, what can I do for you?
We want to ask your advice.
There's no one else we can turn
It's
to.
awfully important.
And
So
secret.
you must promise not to tell.
Wait a minute. Oh, dear. Everybody's being so mysterious today.
So you noticed it too.
Noticed what?
Well, it's all about this man. So it's...
Calm down and start the story from the beginning.
Oh, it's Benjamin.
We're worried about him.
We think he's in trouble. Terrible trouble.
Yeah, Mr. Calking. Look.
So we didn't steal the gates, after all?
No, afraid not.
Oh, dear. And the poor old vicar, for the past 3 years, he's been thinking he was part of some deep, dark plot.
Ah, no.
So he can retire with a clear conscience, after all. There's only one thing I don't understand.
What's that?
Why Kate was creeping around here. Well, I mean, it can't be anything to do with the gates. I never mentioned them either to her or her mother.
Well, why else would she be hanging around here?
Well, don't ask me, lad. Our Kate doesn't need a reason for doing anything.
But, Mother, don't you think we ought to do something?
I think small boys ought to mind their own business.
But if Benjamin's in trouble.
Stop worrying, both of you. Benjamin isn't in trouble.
But how do you know?
Well, don't ask me how I know, but I just do.
But what about all those people we saw? The vicar.
Kate
And that
Calkin.
mysterious American.
Yes, I must say I don't quite see how your American fits into it, especially knowing Mr. Cowking's views about Americans.
Mr. Calkin?
Yes, he can't stand them at any price.
So Mr. Calkin's involved as well.
Look, let's leave the subject. Why don't you go off for your swim before it's too late?
But, Mother...
Matthew?
So Mr. Calkin's involved as well. Looks as though half the village knows about, well, whatever it is.
Yeah, and that's not all.
What?
Your mum seems to know a lot about what's happening, doesn't she?
Well, Benjamin, I must confess I don't know whether to thank you for relieving my worries or to be angry with you for taking away the one bit of excitement in my life.
Ah, I should have told you before, I suppose. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sure you acted for the best. Anyway, it's all very amusing, really.
Aye, well, at least we needn't be afraid of the police knocking on our doors.
Dad,
Kate.
so you knew all along. How could you, Dad? How could you?
Well, how could I what?
Lying in wait like this, just waiting for a chance to spring out. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm glad. And you can't stop us however you try.
What's that girl going on about?
Kate.
Oh, it's no use you trying to change my mind, Benjamin Sweet. I know what I'm doing, and after all, it's my life.
Kate,
I'm
I think...
surprised at you, Vicar. I thought you'd be beyond prejudice.
Prejudice?
Yes, that's all it is, you know. You ask him. Ask him what he thinks about them. He'll tell you.
Oh, go on. What do you think about them, then?
Well, I think the girl's gone out of her mind.
Well, it's no use trying to stop me. I'm going.
Going where, Kate?
I'm eloping.
You're what?
I'm eloping with a man.
Should we go for a swim now?
But don't you want to help, Benjamin?
Well, everyone's keeping everything a secret from us.
Exactly. As no one's going to tell us anything, and no one's going to let us help. There's only one thing to do.
What's that?
We'll burst in on their secret meeting. We'll say we saw something moving about in the bushes. Then they'll have to tell us what's going on.
Yeah, and at least that way we'll be able to find out what they've got in that harbour thing, won't we?
And afterwards we'll have our swim.
Right.
Right.
Of course, everybody knows what I think about Americans. Never made any secret of it. They come over here saying they won the blasted war, drinking all our whiskey, flashing their money about, carrying on as if they owned the place. Well, of course I'm prejudiced. They're a lot of noisy, bragging troublemakers. I wouldn't give you twopence for the lot.
There you are, then. I couldn't tell you Cliff and I wanted to get married, could I? Could I, Vicar?
Well, it would seem difficult.
I just didn't realise, sir, you disliked me so much.
Did I say I disliked you? Did I ever say you couldn't marry my daughter? Not that you ever asked me.
But you don't like Americans.
I certainly don't. I wouldn't trust them Yanks any further than I could throw them. But that's got nothing to do with you. I like you.
He doesn't like Americans, but he likes you.
Aye. And if these two want to get married, well, I've certainly no objection.
Oh, Daddy, you mean we can elope after all?
Certainly not. You'll do the thing properly, or not at all.
Oh.
You'll get married here in the village. Vicar will arrange it.
Oh, but eloping's much more romantic.
Now, Kate,
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. You won't regret it.
Oh, but Daddy,
Oh, now we've got all that settled. How about a drink to the happy couple?
That's a damn good idea. A pint will do us the world of good.
You let me buy all the drinks. After all, I've got something to celebrate.
There you are. Didn't I tell you? This lad's all right. He's not like an American at all.
We thought we saw him in this pub. There's nothing here. Nothing.
So everybody's problems have been solved.
Aye, not that there were any real problems to start with.
And it's been a satisfactory sort of day after all.
Looks that way, ma'am. Oh, here come the boys now. Best be off.
We've just been down to the... Benjamin, you're here.
It's very late. It's almost dusk.
I know, sorry, Mother.
Never mind this once. Did you have a good swim?
Well, we never actually got round to having it.
What on earth have you been doing then?
Been down by the old harbour.
What were you doing there?
We were trying to solve the mystery.
Mystery? What mystery is that?
The mystery of what was hidden in the harbour and what your secret meeting with the vicar was about.
We were trying to help you.
Oh, I see.
We waited, but nobody came. Then after we'd waited for a bit, we thought you might already be in the harbour, so we went inside.
The door wasn't locked anymore.
And what do you think we found?
What?
Nothing. What's it all been about?
Just that.
Oh.
Nothing. Good night, lads.
You mean to tell me we've wasted the whole day trying to find out about nothing?
We didn't even get our swim as well.
No.
I told you this morning, didn't I?
Tell me what?
I told you this was going to be a funny kind of day.
And the boys never did really find out what happened. The trouble was, they were so busy creating their own mysteries, they completely missed the real fun and excitement going on right under their noses. But never mind. Tomorrow's another day.